Naomi's hands shook on the steering wheel. Her phone lit up again. Marcus. 49 missed calls now. The text message sat there like a threat. 5 minutes. Or I'm making the call. Your sister's kids need their mama, right? She knew what call he meant. Immigration. The same threat he'd used for 3 years. Her fingers found the door handle. The front door swung open before she reached it. Marcus stood there backlit from inside. Still handsome. Still dangerous. You're late. Naomi stepped past him into the house. Traffic. The rain. Sit down. She sat in the armchair. Not the couch. Never the couch anymore. Marcus stayed standing. He picked up his phone, tapped the screen, then looked at her. 14 days, Naomi. Gone for 14 days. The conference. I told you. Tell me again. What conference? Professional development. My supervisor approved it. He laughed. No humor in it. Professional development for wiping asses, that what they call it now. Naomi stayed quiet. Safer that way. Marcus pulled something from his back pocket. Paper. He unfolded it slowly. This is our bank statement. Want to explain the ATM withdrawal Friday night? Houston. $200. Her stomach dropped. Food. The hotel restaurant was expensive. $200 on food. He stepped closer. What else? Nothing else. CVS. $47. What did you buy at CVS? Baby shampoo. I forgot mine. $47 for shampoo. He was right in front of her now. Try again. Before Naomi could answer, her phone buzzed in her purse. Marcus's eyes went straight to it. Who's texting you 11 o'clock at night? I don't know. Check it. She pulled out her phone. Sharon. Hope you made it home safe. Call me if you need anything. Marcus didn't ask to see it. He already knew. The tracking app showed him everything. Sharon, he said. Your little friend. What did you two talk about in Houston? Work stuff. Patient care. Patient care. He grabbed the phone from her hand. That why she needs to check on you? That why she's texting this late? She's just being nice. Marcus threw her phone at the wall. Hard. It cracked and fell. You don't need friends being nice. You got me. Naomi stared at her broken phone. Third one this year. I need that for work. You'll use the house phone for work. I'm getting you a new cell tomorrow. On my account this time. So I can see everything. Every text. Every call. Every single thing you do. He sat down on the couch. Picked up his beer. Take off your jacket. She did. Now tell me what really happened in Houston. I already told you. No. You told me the story you practiced on the drive back. I want the truth. Who'd you meet? No one. Just other nurses from the conference. Marcus pulled out his own phone. Scrolled. Stopped. Turned the screen toward her. This you. It was a photo. Naomi sitting in a hotel lobby with Diane, the Jamaican nurse. Coffee cups on the table between them. Diane's hand on Naomi's arm. Where did you get that? Answer the question. Is that you? Yes. That's Diane. She's a nurse from Houston. We met at the conference. What did you talk about? Nursing. Jamaica. Her family. That all? Naomi hesitated. Wrong move. Marcus stood up fast. What else did you talk about? Nothing. Just conversation. You're lying. He came close again. Too close. I can always tell when you're lying. Your left eye twitches. Right there. See, it's doing it now. Before we go further, I need to say something. If you're watching this, if you've ever been afraid to go home, if you've ever had to explain yourself for breathing, leave a comment. Tell me what city you're watching from. Let me know. These stories matter. Hit subscribe. Because Naomi's story doesn't end here. And you need to see what happens next. Marcus was still staring at her. She told you to leave me, didn't she? This Diane woman. She filled your head with ideas. No. Don't lie to me. His voice cracked like a whip. Naomi flinched. She mentioned a shelter. Naomi whispered. For women. But I didn't go. I came home. A shelter? Marcus laughed. You were thinking about running to a shelter like some battered wife. I'm not. I didn't. I just listened. You just listened. He went to his laptop on the coffee table. Opened it. Clicked something. Come here. Look at this. Naomi stood on shaking legs. Walked over. The laptop screen showed video footage. Hotel hallway. Timestamp May 11th 9:47 p.m. Naomi watched herself walk down the hallway with Diane. Into Diane's hotel room. The door closed behind them. How I called the hotel. Said I was worried about my wife. Said she hadn't been answering my calls and I wanted to make sure she was safe. They were very helpful. Gave me the security footage for the whole weekend. He clicked to another video. Hotel bar. Naomi and Diane sitting in a corner booth. The timestamp showed 2 hours passing. 2 hours, Marcus said. What did you talk about for 2 hours? Naomi couldn't speak. Marcus clicked again. This time the footage showed the hotel parking lot. Naomi walking to her car Sunday morning. Diane hugging her. Pressing a piece of paper into Naomi's hand. What was on that paper? Nothing. What was on the paper? Naomi, an address. Of the shelter. But I threw it away. I didn't use it. I came home. Marcus closed the laptop. Smiled. It made Naomi's blood cold. You came home, he repeated. Because you had to. Because without me you got nothing. No money. No green card. No job. You came home because you're smart enough to know where you belong. The house phone rang. Loud in the silence. Marcus looked at the clock. Who's calling at 11:30? He picked up before Naomi could move. Hello, his face changed. Softened. Oh, hi, Mama. Yes, she just got home. He looked at Naomi. Tired from the drive. You want to talk to her? He held out the phone. Naomi took it with trembling hands. Mama, her mother's voice weak and far away. Naomi, my daughter. Marcus said you had a good trip. Yes, Mama. He's such a good man, Naomi. He sent us money last week. $500. Paid for my medicine and your nephew's school fees. Naomi looked at Marcus. He was smiling. He told you that? Yes. He called me himself. Said you were busy with work but wanted to make sure we were taken care of. You're blessed to have a husband like that. Naomi's throat closed. I have to go, Mama. It's late here. Okay. You rest. And Naomi, when are you giving me grandchildren? I'm getting old. Soon, Mama. Good night. She hung up. Handed the phone back to Marcus. See, he said. I take care of your family. I'm not a monster. I just need you to respect what we have here. By tracking me, by getting hotel security footage, by making sure my wife isn't planning to abandon me. He moved closer. You think I'm stupid? You think I didn't know what that trip was really about? Sharon's been in your ear for months. Talking about independence. Women's rights. All that bullshit. So when you said you wanted to go to Houston, I knew. I knew you were thinking about leaving. Then why'd you let me go to see if you would? To test you. He touched her face. She went rigid. And you came back. That's how I know you're still mine. I'm not yours. I'm a person. The slap came fast. Not hard enough to knock her down. Just enough to sting. Don't, Marcus said quietly. Don't start with that feminist shit. Not tonight. I'm tired. Naomi's cheek burned. Now go make me something to eat. I haven't eaten since lunch. Marcus, it's almost midnight. Did I ask what time it is? She went to the kitchen. Opened the refrigerator. Almost empty. Some eggs. Bread. She could make eggs. Marcus followed her. Leaned against the doorframe watching. You know I love you, right? Naomi cracked an egg into the pan. I work hard for us, he continued. 60 hours a week. So you can have this house. This life. All I ask is loyalty. Respect. Is that too much number? Then why do you make everything so difficult? The egg sizzled. Naomi flipped it. I called your supervisor too, Marcus said casually. Naomi's hand froze. While you were gone. Had a nice talk with Mrs. Chen. Told her how much you love your job. How dedicated you are. She said you're up for Employee of the Month. Why would you call my supervisor? To make sure she knows what a good worker you are. And to let her know that if you ever seem distracted or upset, it's because you have some personal issues. Family stress. That kind of thing. He paused. I also mentioned that sometimes you have anxiety. That you might need time off without much notice. Naomi plated the eggs. Her hands were shaking so hard the plate rattled. You're setting it up so you can make me quit. I'm setting it up so you remember who runs this house. You step out of line, I make one phone call. You lose that job. Then what, you gonna survive on nothing? Pay rent with good intentions? He took the plate. 8. Standing up. Tomorrow we're setting new rules. You're giving me your ATM card. You're coming straight home after work. No stops. No Sharon. No girls' night. No coffee breaks. Work and home. That's it. I can't just stop talking to my coworker. You can. You will. Marcus, please. Please what? Please let you keep plotting against me. Please let you and Sharon sit around talking about what a terrible husband I am. We don't talk about you. Bullshit. He set the plate down hard. You think I'm stupid? You think I don't know? Sharon's been trying to help you leave. That woman hates me. Hates all men. She's divorced, bitter, and she wants you to be miserable like her. That's not true. Then why does she text you so much? Why's she always checking on you? Because she's my friend. Marcus grabbed Naomi's wrist. Not tight enough to bruise. He'd learned where the limits were. You don't need friends. You need to be a wife. My wife. You understand? Yes. Say it again. I understand. He let go. Smiled. Good. Now clean up. I'm going to bed. He left the kitchen. Naomi heard his footsteps on the stairs. The bedroom door closing. She washed the pan in silence. Dried it. Put it away. When everything was clean, she pulled out the notebook from the junk drawer. The one she hid under old menus and receipts. She wrote quickly. May 14. Came home from Houston. Marcus had hotel security footage. Has been tracking everything. Called my mother, sent money to establish control. Threatened my job. Slapped me. New restrictions starting tomorrow. She closed the notebook. Shoved it back in the drawer. Her broken phone was still on the living room floor. She picked up the pieces. The screen was completely shattered, but she could still see Sharon's message through the cracks. The house phone rang again. Naomi jumped. Nearly midnight now. Who would call this late? She grabbed it before it woke Marcus. Hello, is this Naomi Okoro? A woman's voice. Official sounding. Yes, this is Grady Hospital. Your friend Sharon Patterson was brought into our emergency room about an hour ago. She's asking for you. She said it's urgent. Naomi's heart stopped. What happened? She was assaulted. In the parking lot of the nursing home where you both work. She won't talk to the police until she talks to you first. She keeps saying you'll understand. Can you come? Naomi looked at the stairs. Marcus was up there. If she left now, if he woke up and found her gone. Ma'am, are you still there? Is she okay? She's stable. But she's very upset. She's scared. She won't tell us who did this. Naomi closed her eyes. Opened them. I can't come right now. Tell her I'll come in the morning. Tell her I'm sorry. She said you'd say that. She said to tell you that he knows. She said you'd know what that means. The phone almost slipped from Naomi's hand. What she saw, he'd tell Naomi that he knows. And tell her to run. The line went dead. Naomi stood in the dark kitchen holding the phone, her whole body shaking. Upstairs she heard the bedroom door open. Marcus's footsteps. Coming back down. Who was on the phone? Naomi turned. He was standing at the bottom of the stairs in his boxers, face hard. Wrong number. They hung up. At midnight, a wrong number, yes. He stared at her for a long moment. Then he smiled. Come to bed, Naomi. We got a lot to talk about in the morning. He turned and went back upstairs. Naomi stood there alone, Sharon's words echoing in her head. He knows. Run. But run where? With what? And what did Marcus do to Sharon? She climbed the stairs like she was walking to her own execution. Got into bed next to the man who was either going to kill her or make her wish he had. And in the darkness, Naomi finally understood. She wasn't going to survive this by being quiet. She wasn't going to survive this at all. Morning came too fast. Naomi woke to Marcus already dressed, standing at the foot of the bed with papers in his hand. Get up. We need to talk before I leave for work. She sat up, still in yesterday's clothes. She'd been too afraid to change last night. Marcus dropped the papers on the bed. 3 pages. Typed. Formatted like a contract. Read it. Naomi picked up the first page. Her hands were still shaking from last night. Household agreement, the title said. Below it, numbered rules. Read it out loud, Marcus said. Marcus, I have to get ready for work. You got time. Read. Naomi's voice came out small. Number 1. All income from employment will be deposited into joint account managed by Marcus Okoro. Keep going. Number 2. No purchases over $20 without prior written approval. Next. Number 3. Location tracking must remain active on all devices at all times. Failure to maintain GPS signal will result in immediate return home. There were 15 rules total. Each one tighter than the last. No social media. No personal email. Home by 6:15 every day. No overtime without approval. No male coworkers' phone numbers. No closed doors in the house. Number 15, Marcus prompted. Naomi read it. Her voice broke. Any violation of this agreement will result in termination of visa sponsorship and deportation proceedings. Sign it. This isn't legal. You can't make me sign this. I'm not making you do anything. You're free to leave right now. Walk out that door. See how far you get with no money, no car, and an expired work visa. He pulled a pen from his pocket. Or you can sign it and keep the life you have. Your choice. Naomi looked at the signature line. Her name already typed there. Just needed her signature. What about Sharon? What happened to her last night? Marcus's face didn't change. How would I know? The hospital called. She was attacked. That's terrible. Atlanta's getting dangerous. Maybe you should be more careful about where you go. Who you talk to. He tapped the paper. Sign it, Naomi. She signed. What else could she do? Marcus took the papers, folded them, put them in his briefcase. Good. Now here's your new phone. He pulled a smartphone from his pocket. Brand new. I already set it up. Same tracking app as before plus a few upgrades. I can see your texts as you type them. I can hear your calls. I can turn on your camera remotely. So if you're thinking about doing anything stupid, remember I'm always watching. He handed her the phone. It felt like a leash. I put Sharon's number in there. You can call her later. From the house phone. I want to hear that conversation. I need to see her. Make sure she's okay. No. You need to go to work and come straight home. Those are the rules now. He checked his watch. I'm leaving. You have 30 minutes to get ready. Don't be late. He left. Naomi heard his car start back out of the driveway, drive away. She was alone. For 30 minutes she was alone. She grabbed the house phone. Dialed Grady Hospital. Patient information, please. Sharon Patterson. She was admitted last night. One moment. Long pause. I'm sorry, Ms. Patterson checked herself out against medical advice at 6 this morning. Did she leave a message for anyone? For Naomi Okoro, no messages on file. Is there anything else? Naomi hung up. Sharon had left. Without talking to the police. Without talking to Naomi. Tell Naomi he knows. Tell her to run. What did Marcus know, and what had he done to make Sharon so scared she left the hospital? Naomi got ready for work on autopilot. Shower. Uniform. Coffee she couldn't drink. The new phone buzzed. Text from Marcus. You have 20 minutes. Don't be late. He was tracking her movements already. She drove to work in silence. The nursing home looked the same as always. Red brick. Automatic doors. The smell of disinfectant and old age that hit you the second you walked in. Mrs. Chen was waiting in the lobby. Naomi. My office. Now. Mrs. Chen never called people to her office first thing in the morning. Naomi followed her down the hall, heart pounding. Mrs. Chen closed the door. Sat down behind her desk. Didn't ask Naomi to sit. I got a call this morning. From your husband. I can explain. He said you've been having some personal issues. Anxiety. Stress. He's worried about your mental health affecting your work performance. That's not true. He also said you might need some time off. That you've been struggling lately. Mrs. Chen folded her hands. Naomi, are you okay? You can talk to me. This was the trap. If Naomi said yes, she was fine, she'd look like a liar. If she said no, she was struggling. Marcus's story became true. I'm fine. My husband is overreacting. He seemed very concerned. He mentioned you were hospitalized a few months ago. Naomi's blood went cold. What he said? You had an incident. That you fell and had to go to the emergency room. He's worried it might happen again. That was the miscarriage. Marcus had told Mrs. Chen about the miscarriage but made it sound like Naomi was unstable. I wasn't hospitalized for mental health reasons. But you were hospitalized. Yes, but Naomi, if you're dealing with something you need to tell me. We can't have someone caring for our residents if they're not mentally stable. I am stable. My husband is lying. Wrong thing to say. Mrs. Chen's expression hardened. That's a serious accusation. Why would your husband lie about being concerned for you? Because he's destroying my credibility, so if I ever try to tell anyone the truth they won't believe me. But Naomi couldn't say that. I don't know. Maybe he misunderstood. Maybe. Mrs. Chen didn't sound convinced. I'm going to need you to take a few days off. Paid. To rest. And when you come back we'll reassess. You're suspending me, I'm giving you time to sort out whatever's going on at home. We'll talk next week. Naomi left the office in a daze. She'd just been benched. No work meant no reason to leave the house. Marcus had done exactly what he threatened. She walked to her car. The new phone buzzed. Marcus. How the meeting with Mrs. Chen go he knew. Of course he knew. He'd probably called Mrs. Chen right after leaving the house. Naomi didn't respond. She got in her car and started driving. Not home. Not yet. She needed to think. The phone rang. Marcus. She answered. Hello. Where are you going home? Your GPS says you're heading toward the highway. Why I'm taking the long way? I need to clear my head. Clear your head at home. Turn around now. Marcus, please. Just give me an hour. Turn around or I'm calling immigration right now. I will burn this marriage down, Naomi. Try me. She turned around. But instead of going home she drove to Grady Hospital. She had to find Sharon. Had to know what happened. The phone rang again. She ignored it. It rang 5 more times. Then stopped. At the hospital Naomi went straight to the I'm looking for Sharon Patterson. She was here last night. She checked out this morning. I know. But did she say where she was going? It's an emergency. The nurse looked at her computer. She left a note. For a Naomi Okoro. That's me. The nurse printed something. Handed it to Naomi. Just an address. Nothing else. An address in East Atlanta. An apartment complex Naomi didn't recognize. She drove there. 15 minutes. Every mile her phone buzzed. Marcus calling. Texting. She turned the sound off. The apartment complex was old. Paint peeling. Parking lot full of potholes. Naomi found the unit number. 2nd floor. She climbed the stairs and knocked. Sharon opened the door. Her face was bruised. Black eye. Split lip. Bandage on her forehead. Oh my God. Sharon pulled her inside fast. Locked the door behind them. You shouldn't be here. If he finds out what happened, who did this? Sharon sat down on a worn couch. Started crying. Not quiet crying. The kind that shook her whole body. I was leaving work last night. Late shift. I was in the parking lot and this man came up to me. Said he had a message for me. Said I needed to stop talking to you. Stop putting ideas in your head. What man? I don't know. I'd never seen him before. But he knew everything about me, Naomi. He knew where I live. He knew my daughter's name. He knew what school my grandbaby goes to. Naomi sat down hard. He said if I talked to you again, if I tried to help you again, something bad would happen to my family. Then he hit me. Just once. Hard enough to make his point. Did you see his face? Yeah. I saw it. And when the cops showed me photos this morning trying to identify him, I lied. Said I didn't know. Because I was too scared to tell the truth. I don't understand. Why would Marcus hire someone to hurt you? Sharon looked at her. Eyes red. Voice shaking. Because this isn't the first time he's done this, Naomi. Your husband has done this before. Done what I did, some research after you left for Houston. Called some people I know. Asked around about Marcus Okoro. Sharon pulled out her phone. Showed Naomi a photo. This is Blessing Adime. Nigerian immigrant. Married Marcus 7 years ago. Disappeared 3 years later. No one's seen her since. Naomi stared at the photo. A woman who could have been her sister. Same dark skin. Same hopeful eyes. Same trust in her smile. Where is she now? Nobody knows. She just vanished. Her family in Nigeria filed a missing person report, but the police never found anything. Marcus said she left him. Went back to Nigeria. But her family says she never arrived. Her passport's never been used. The room started spinning. There's more, Sharon said. Before Blessing there was another one. Kioma. Also Nigerian. Also disappeared. That was 9 years ago. You're saying Marcus killed them? I'm saying 2 immigrant women married your husband and both of them vanished without a trace. And now your wife number 3. Naomi stood up. Paced. Couldn't breathe. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because I just found out. I started digging after you told me what was happening. After I saw how scared you were. I was going to tell you last night, but then that man. Sharon touched her bruised face. He said if I warned you my grandbaby would be next. Naomi's phone had been buzzing non-stop in her purse. She pulled it out. 27 missed calls. 15 texts. The last text said, "I know where you are. Come home now. He's tracking me. He knows I'm here." Sharon grabbed Naomi's shoulders. "Then you need to leave. Right now. Don't go home. Go to the police. Tell them everything. Tell them that my husband's controlling, that he tracks my phone, that 2 women who married him years ago disappeared. They'll say I'm paranoid. That I have no proof. Then go to a shelter. I have the address Diane gave you. I can take you there right now. My family in Nigeria. If I leave they starve. Marcus sends them money. He'll stop. My mother will die without her medicine. Your mother's already dying, Naomi, and if you stay with Marcus you'll die too." The phone rang. Marcus. Naomi stared at it. Sharon said, "Don't answer it." Naomi answered. "Where are you?" Marcus's voice was ice. "I'm running errands. At Sharon's apartment." "That's an interesting errand." Naomi looked around the apartment. No cameras. How did he know? Then she saw it. Her phone's screen. An app running in the background. Camera access. He was watching through her phone's camera. "You're listening right now, aren't you?" Naomi said into the phone. "I told you. I'm always watching." And Sharon, his voice got louder. "I know you're listening too. Did you tell her about your little detective work about Blessing and Kioma?" "That's cute. Real cute. But here's the thing. Those women left me. They made their choices. And they lived with the consequences." Sharon grabbed the phone from Naomi. "You threatening piece of shit. I'm going to the police. I'm telling them everything." Marcus laughed. "Go ahead. Tell them about 2 missing person cases from years ago that have nothing to do with me. Tell them about my wife who came to visit you after you got mugged." "That's what happened, right, Sharon? You got mugged. Random act of violence in a parking lot. That's what you told the police." "I can change my story." "You can try. But I know people, Sharon. People who know where your daughter works. Where your grandbaby goes to daycare. You want to test me?" Sharon threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall but didn't break. Marcus's voice still came through, tinny and distant. "Naomi. Baby. Come home. We'll talk about this. I'll explain everything. Just come home." Naomi picked up the phone. "What happened to them?" "To Blessing and Kioma." Silence. "Then they left me. Broke their vows. I don't know where they went after that. Not my problem. You killed them. That's a hell of an accusation. You got proof?" "No." "Then stop talking crazy and come home. Now. You got 30 minutes. After that I make some phone calls. Your family. Immigration. Your choice." The line went dead. Naomi looked at Sharon. "Run," Sharon said. "Right now. I'll help you. We'll figure it out. He'll hurt your family. He's going to hurt you. At least I'll be the only one." Naomi headed for the door. Sharon blocked it. "Don't do this. Don't go back to that house. I have to. You saw what he did to you just for talking to me. Imagine what he'll do if I disappear. He'll kill you, Naomi. Just like he killed those other women. Maybe. But if I run he'll kill my whole family. My mother. My sister. Her kids. And your family too. Is that what you want?" Sharon started crying again. "This isn't fair." "No. It's not." Naomi opened the door. "Thank you for trying to help me. But don't do it again. It'll just get you killed." She left. Walked to her car. Got in. Started driving home. The phone rang. "Marcus. Good girl. I knew you'd make the right choice. What did you do to them?" "To Blessing and Kioma. I loved them. They betrayed me. End of story." "Where are their bodies?" Marcus laughed. "You watch too many crime shows. They're not dead. They just learned that leaving me has consequences. Consequences their families had to deal with. You killed their families." "I didn't kill anyone. But bad things happen when you break promises. When you disrespect your husband. When you try to run." Naomi pulled into the driveway. Marcus's car was already there. He'd left work early. "I'm here," she said. "I know. I'm inside. Come in. We need to have a serious talk." She hung up. Sat in the car for a moment. This was it. She was going to die today. Or tomorrow. Or next week. But she was going to die. Unless she fought back. Naomi got out of the car. Walked to the front door. It was unlocked. Marcus was sitting in his chair. The one that faced the door. Like he'd been waiting. "Sit down." She sat. You went to see Sharon after I specifically told you not to. You disobeyed a direct order. She's my friend. She was hurt. She was hurt because of you. Because she couldn't mind her own business. He leaned forward. You want to know what happened to Blessing to Kioma? They did the same thing you're doing. They talked to people. They planned. They tried to leave. And you know what I learned from those experiences? What? That I was too soft. Too trusting. I gave them too much freedom. But with you, he smiled. I'm not making the same mistakes. He pulled something from behind the chair. Keys. House keys. Car keys. And something else. A deadbolt. Brand new. Still in the package. I'm installing this today. On the outside of the bedroom door. You're going to sleep in that room every night. And I'm going to lock it from the outside. Just to make sure you don't get any ideas about leaving while I'm asleep. You're going to lock me in for your own safety. Atlanta's dangerous, remember, don't want anyone breaking in. Naomi stood up. I'm not doing this. I'm not living like a prisoner. Marcus stood too. Sit down. No. He moved fast. Grabbed her arm. Twisted it behind her back. Pain shot through her shoulder. I said sit down. He forced her back into the chair. Kept her arm twisted. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to quit your job. Call Mrs. Chen tomorrow and resign. You're going to stay home. Cook. Clean. Be a wife. And every night I'm going to lock you in that bedroom. That's your life now. People will notice. Sharon will. Sharon's not going to do shit. She's too scared. And even if she wasn't, who's going to believe her? You quit your job because you were stressed. I'm taking care of my mentally unstable wife. That's the story. That's what everyone will believe. He let go of her arm. Naomi collapsed forward, gasping. Now go upstairs. I need to install this lock. And Naomi, he picked up the deadbolt. Don't make me use it before bedtime. Be good. She climbed the stairs. Went into the bedroom. Heard Marcus working on the door. The drill. The screws. The sound of her prison being built. And Naomi realized Sharon was right. She wasn't going to survive this. Not unless she did something desperate. Something Marcus wouldn't expect. She looked around the bedroom. At the window. At the bathroom. At the closet. Somewhere in this room there had to be a way out. Because tomorrow when Marcus locked that door, it might be the last time anyone saw her alive. The drill stopped. Naomi heard Marcus test the lock. Metal sliding into place. Then sliding back out. He was satisfied with his work. She looked around the bedroom. The window had bars now. Marcus had installed them last year after she'd asked if they could get an air purifier. Said it was for security. She'd been stupid enough to believe him. The bathroom connected to the bedroom. No windows there either. Just a small ventilation fan that barely worked. Marcus walked in carrying the deadbolt packaging. He smiled at her. All done. Want to see how it works? Number. Come on. I'm proud of this. It's a good lock. Commercial grade. He went back to the door, closed it from inside. See, from in here it looks normal. Regular bedroom door. He opened it. Stepped into the hallway. Closed it again. Naomi heard the deadbolt slide into place. Heavy. Final. Like a coffin being sealed. She ran to the door. Pulled the handle. Nothing. It didn't budge. Marcus let me out, just testing it, baby. Making sure it works. She pounded on the door. This isn't funny. 5 seconds passed. 10. 15. Then the lock slid back. The door opened. Marcus stood there looking pleased with himself. Works perfectly. You could scream all day and night and this door won't budge. Isn't that great? Naomi's legs felt weak. She sat down on the bed. When do you start using it? Tonight. After dinner. I need to make sure you're not going to do anything stupid while I sleep. He checked his watch. Speaking of dinner, you should start cooking. I'm hungry. I'm not cooking. I'm not doing anything you say anymore. Marcus's smile disappeared. Excuse me, you heard me. I'm done. Lock me in here if you want. Starve me. Beat me. I don't care anymore. But I'm not pretending this is a marriage. He moved fast. Grabbed her by the throat. Not choking, just holding. His face inches from hers. You think you're done? You think you get to decide when this ends? His grip tightened slightly. You're my wife. You'll do what I say. When I say it. For as long as I say it. You understand? She couldn't speak. Could barely breathe. He let go. She gasped for air. Now get downstairs and cook. Or I make a phone call to Abuja and your mother's medicine stops. Your choice. Naomi went downstairs, started cooking rice and chicken, the same meal she'd made 100 times before. Her hands moved automatically while her mind raced. Marcus sat at the kitchen table watching her, his phone in his hand. Always his phone, always watching. I've been thinking, he said. About what Sharon told you. About Blessing and Kioma. Naomi kept stirring the rice. You want to know what really happened to them? You said they left you. They did. But maybe you should know the details. So you understand why following the rules is so important. He leaned back in his chair. Blessing was like you. Thought she could leave. Thought she could run to a shelter. So I let her go. Didn't stop her. Didn't chase her. Just made one phone call to Lagos. To her family. And 3 days later her father had a heart attack. Stress-related, the doctors said. He died in the hospital. Naomi's hand froze on the spoon. Kioma was smarter. She didn't run to a shelter. She went to the police. Filed a report. Got a restraining order. Very impressive. Except her little sister back in Enugu needed a kidney transplant. Very expensive procedure. I was supposed to help pay for it. But after the restraining order I stopped sending money. Her sister died waiting for a donor. You killed them. You killed their families. I didn't kill anyone. I just stopped helping. There's a difference. He stood up. Came closer. So when you think about leaving, remember that. Remember your mother needs medicine. Your sister needs money. Your nieces need school fees. And all of that depends on me being generous. The rice was burning. Naomi didn't care. What happened to Blessing and Kioma after that? After their families died, Marcus shrugged. Blessing went back to Nigeria. Last I heard she was working in a factory in Lagos. Kioma moved to Texas. Married some truck driver. I get Christmas cards from her sometimes. You're lying. Sharon said they disappeared. Sharon got her information from the internet. From paranoid posts on Nigerian immigrant forums. People love conspiracy theories. He took the spoon from Naomi's hand. Stirred the rice himself. The truth is boring. They left. Their families paid the price. They learned their lesson. The end. Then why do you need to lock me in at night if they just left and moved on? Marcus turned off the stove. Dumped the burnt rice in the trash. Because you're different. More stubborn. More stupid. You actually went to see Sharon after I told you not to. Blessing and Kioma never pushed me like that. They learned faster. He opened the refrigerator. We're ordering pizza. You ruined dinner. While he called for pizza, Naomi went back upstairs. Her mind was spinning. If Blessing and Kioma were alive, why did they vanish from their families' lives? Why didn't they fight back? Because Marcus destroyed them. Broke them. Made them afraid to even contact their own families. She sat on the bed. Looked around the room again. There had to be something. Some way out. The closet. She hadn't checked the closet carefully. Naomi opened it. Her clothes on one side. Marcus's on the other. Shoes on the floor. Boxes on the top shelf. She pulled down the boxes. Old tax documents. Winter clothes. A broken laptop. Then she found it. Hidden behind the winter coats. A small lockbox. The kind you'd keep important papers in. She tried to open it. Locked. Pizza's here, Marcus called from downstairs. Naomi shoved the box back. Pushed the coats in front of it. Went downstairs. They ate pizza in silence. Marcus scrolled through his phone. Naomi couldn't taste anything. After dinner, Marcus stood up. Bedtime. It's 8 o'clock. I said bedtime. Go upstairs. She went. He followed. When she got to the bedroom, he stopped in the doorway. Get change. Get in bed. I need to brush my teeth. Fine. 5 minutes. She went to the bathroom. Brushed her teeth. Washed her face. Stared at herself in the mirror. She looked like a ghost. Eyes hollow. Skin pale. She didn't recognize herself anymore. When she came out, Marcus was holding her phone. Give me this. You won't need it in here. She handed it over. What choice did she have now? Get in bed. She got in bed. Fully clothed. She wasn't changing in front of him. Marcus turned off the light. Stepped into the hallway. And Naomi heard it. The deadbolt sliding into place. She was locked in. She sat up. Ran to the door. Pulled. Pushed. Nothing. Marcus, you can't do this. No answer. She heard his footsteps going down the hall. Into the guest room. The TV turning on. Naomi pulled at the door until her hands hurt. Screamed until her throat was raw. Pounded until her fists were bruised. Nothing. She was trapped. She slid down the door. Sat on the floor. Started crying. Not quiet crying. The kind that came from deep in her chest. The kind that hurt. How long did she cry? An hour or two, she didn't know. Eventually there were no tears left. She stood up. Turned on the light. If she was going to be locked in here, she might as well use the time. The lockbox. She needed to open it. Naomi searched the room for something to break the lock. Found a metal hanger in the closet. Bent it. Tried to pick the lock like she'd seen in movies. It didn't work. The lock was too strong. She tried using Marcus's old laptop as a hammer. Hit the lock over and over. The laptop broke. The lock didn't. Finally she used the metal hanger as a lever. Wedged it under the lock. Pushed down with all her weight. The lock broke. The box opened. Inside was a folder. Papers. Documents. And photographs. The first photograph was Blessing. Beautiful young woman. Maybe 25. Smiling. Happy. Alive. The second photograph was Blessing again. But different. Bruised. Beaten. Black eye. Split lip. Dead eyes. Third photograph. Blessing with Marcus. His arm around her shoulders. Possessive. She looked terrified. There were more photographs. Dozens. A timeline of Blessing's destruction. From happy bride to broken prisoner. And under the photographs documents. Marriage certificate. Divorce papers. Police report filed by Blessing. Restraining order. And then a death certificate. Blessing Adime. Died in Lagos, Nigeria. Cause of death suicide by hanging. Marcus had lied. Blessing hadn't just moved on. She'd killed herself. Naomi looked at the next folder. Kioma. Same pattern. Photographs showing her transformation from hopeful immigrant to destroyed woman. Documents showing the same cycle. Marriage. Abuse. Police report. Restraining order. But no death certificate for Kioma. Instead there was a newspaper clipping. Nigerian immigrant found dead in apartment fire. Texas. 4 years ago. Kioma hadn't married a truck driver. She'd died in a fire that investigators ruled accidental. 2 women. Both dead. Both made to look like accidents or suicides. And now Naomi was number 3. She heard Marcus's footsteps in the hallway. Coming back. She shoved everything back in the box. Hid it behind the coats. Turned off the light. Got in bed. The deadbolt slid open. Marcus stood in the doorway. Silhouette against the hall light. You okay in here? She didn't answer. I heard you crying earlier. You'll get used to it. Blessing cried the first week too. Then she stopped. Accepted her situation. He closed the door. See you in the morning. The lock slid back into place. Naomi lay in the dark. Heart pounding. She knew the truth now. Marcus had killed them. Made it look like they killed themselves or died in accidents. And he was going to do the same to her. Unless she killed him first. The thought came sudden and clear. She could do it. While he slept. While he was vulnerable. She could end this. But how? She was locked in. No weapon. No plan. Then she remembered. The broken laptop. It had sharp edges where it cracked. Sharp enough to cut. And Marcus had to open that door in the morning. Naomi got out of bed. Found the laptop in the dark. Felt the broken edge. Yes. Sharp enough. She positioned herself next to the door. Sat down. Waited. Hours passed. The house went quiet. Marcus was sleeping. Naomi stayed awake. Laptop piece in her hand. Waiting for morning. When light started creeping under the door she heard movement. Marcus was up. His footsteps came down the hall. Stopped at the door. The deadbolt slid open. Naomi stood. Ready. The door opened. Marcus stepped in. Morning. You ready to appall? She swung the laptop piece at his face. Hit him across the cheek. He stumbled back. Blood. She ran past him. Down the stairs. Toward the front door. Behind her Marcus roared. You bitch. She reached the door. Grabbed the handle. Locked. Needed a key. Where was the key? Marcus was coming down the stairs. Blood streaming from his face. Eyes wild. Naomi ran to the kitchen. grabbed a knife from the block, turned to face him. Stay back. Marcus stopped at the bottom of the stairs, touched his face, looked at the blood on his hand. You cut me. I'll do worse if you come closer. He started laughing, actually laughing. You think a knife makes you dangerous, you think you can hurt me. He took a step forward. I've had 2 wives try to fight back, Naomi. Both of them are dead now. You want to be number 3, I already know about them. I found the box, the photographs, the death certificates. I know what you did. His smile faded. You went through my things, I know you killed them. Made it look like accidents. And you're planning to do the same to me. Planning, baby, I'm already doing it. He took another step. That meeting with Mrs. Chen, that's step 1. Establish that you're mentally unstable. Step 2, isolate you completely. Step 3, lock you up. Make you desperate. Make you crazy. And step 4, he gestured to the knife. You attack me. Just like you're doing now. And when I defend myself, if you get hurt, well, everyone knows you weren't stable. Everyone knows you were violent. You're insane. No. I'm smart. This is how you get away with it, Naomi. You make them destroy themselves. You push them until they snap. And when they finally fight back, you have the perfect excuse. Naomi's hand shook on the knife. But here's the thing, Marcus continued. You're not going to stab me. You know why? Because you're not a killer. You're a nurse. You save lives. You can't even kill a spider without feeling guilty. He was right. Her hand was shaking so hard she could barely hold the knife. But I can kill, Marcus said. I've done it twice. And it gets easier each time. He lunged at her. Fast. Too fast. She swung the knife. Missed. He grabbed her wrist. Twisted. The knife fell to the floor. Then his hands were around her throat. Squeezing. Real choking this time. Not a warning. Not control. Murder. Naomi clawed at his hands. Kicked. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't scream. Her vision started going dark. This was it. This was how she died. Then someone was pounding on the front door. Police open up. Marcus's grip loosened. Shock on his face. The pounding got louder. Marcus Okoro, we have a warrant. Open the door. He let go of Naomi's throat. She collapsed to the floor. Gasping. Coughing. Marcus ran to the window. Looked out. How did the front door crashed open? Kicked in. 2 officers rushed in. Guns drawn. Hands up, both of you. Marcus put his hands up. Smiling. Always smiling. Officers, thank God you're here. My wife attacked me. She's having an episode. She needs help. One officer looked at Naomi on the floor. Bruises forming on her throat. Then at Marcus. Blood on his face from where she'd hit him. Sir, step away from her. I'm telling you, she's dangerous. She tried to stab me. The knife's right there. The second officer picked up the knife. Bagged it. Mr. Okoro, we're here on a different matter. We have a warrant to search your home in connection with the death of Kiyomo Okonkwo. Marcus's smile disappeared. What, that was 4 years ago. That was ruled an accident. New evidence has come forward. We need you to come with us. I'm not going anywhere without a lawyer. That's your right. But we're still searching this house. More officers came in. Started going through rooms. One of them helped Naomi stand up. Ma'am, are you all right? Do you need medical attention? Naomi couldn't speak. Her throat was on fire. The officer who'd helped her up looked at Marcus. Did you do this to her? She attacked me. I was defending myself. That's not what it looks like. The officer turned to her partner. Call an ambulance. While they waited, Naomi watched more officers search the house. One came down from the bedroom holding the lockbox. Detective, you need to see this. The detective opened it. Saw the photographs. The documents. His face went hard. Marcus Okoro, you're under arrest for assault. We'll be adding more charges after we process this evidence. This is bullshit. You can't arrest me in my own home. Watch me. The detective handcuffed him. Read him his rights. Marcus looked at Naomi. This is your fault. You called them, didn't you? You set this up. Naomi shook her head. She hadn't called anyone. She didn't know how the police knew to come. Then she saw Sharon standing in the doorway. Bruised face. Determined eyes. Sharon had called them. After the attack, after the hospital, she'd gone to the police with everything she knew. And they'd believed her. Marcus saw Sharon too. You bitch. You signed your own death warrant. Your family's too. The detective yanked Marcus toward the door. Keep talking. Give me more charges to add. They took him out. Put him in a police car. The ambulance arrived. Paramedics checked Naomi's throat. Took photos of the bruises. Asked questions she couldn't answer. Sharon sat next to her. Held her hand. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner, Sharon said. I was scared. But last night I realized if I didn't act you'd end up like Blessing. Like Kioma. Naomi tried to talk. It came out as a whisper. How did you convince them I didn't? Kioma's sister did. She's been investigating Kioma's death for years. When she heard about you she came forward. Gave the police everything she had. And it was enough for a warrant. A female detective approached them. Mid-40s. Kind eyes. Ms. Okoro, I'm Detective Williams. I need to ask you some questions when you're ready. About what happened here this morning. And about your marriage. Naomi nodded. But first you're going to the hospital. Get checked out. Then we'll talk. Detective Williams looked at the house. You're not coming back here. Ever. We'll help you find somewhere safe. Okay, Naomi whispered, my family. In Nigeria. He'll hurt them. We're coordinating with Nigerian authorities. They're being notified now. Put under protection. Marcus can't touch them anymore. For the first time in 5 years Naomi started crying tears of relief instead of fear. The paramedics loaded her into the ambulance. Sharon climbed in with her. As they drove away Naomi looked back at the house. Her prison. Her nightmare. But also the place she'd almost died. And the place where she'd finally fought back. Marcus was in custody. The evidence was collected. Kioma's family was getting justice. But Naomi knew this wasn't over. Men like Marcus didn't go quietly. And as the ambulance turned the corner Naomi's phone buzzed in Sharon's purse. Sharon pulled it out. Looked at the screen. Her face went pale. What? Naomi whispered. Sharon showed her the text. From Marcus's phone. But Marcus was in the police car. The message said, you think this is over? I have friends. They know where to find you. They know where to find Sharon. Where to find your mother. Sleep with one eye open, Naomi. This is just beginning. The ambulance drove on. But Naomi knew the truth. She wasn't free yet. Not even close. Sharon showed the phone to the paramedic. Someone's threatening her. While she's in the ambulance. The paramedic looked at the message. Called the driver. We need police escort. Now. Within 2 minutes a patrol car was following them. Sirens off but lights flashing. Naomi's throat hurt too much to talk. She typed on Sharon's phone instead. How is he texting from the police car? Sharon read it. He's not. Someone else has access to his phone. Or he gave someone instructions before they arrested him. The ambulance pulled into Grady Hospital. The same hospital Sharon had been in 2 nights ago. Officers were waiting at the entrance. Detective Williams met them there. Ms. Okoro, we intercepted that text. Marcus's phone is in evidence. Someone else sent that message using a cloning app. We're tracing it now. They wheeled Naomi inside. Emergency room. Doctors checked her throat. X-rays. CT scan to make sure there was no internal damage. Sharon stayed with her the whole time. Holding her hand. Not letting go. A doctor came in. Young. Indian accent. She looked at Naomi with professional sympathy. The good news is there's no permanent damage. Your larynx is bruised but intact. You'll have trouble speaking for a few days. Maybe a week. But you'll heal. And the bad news? Sharon asked. The bruising pattern is consistent with attempted strangulation. If those officers hadn't arrived when they did, another 30 seconds and we'd be having a very different conversation. Naomi closed her eyes. 30 seconds from death. Detective Williams came back in. We need to talk about protection. Marcus made bail 2 hours ago. Naomi's eyes shot open. She tried to speak. Nothing came out but a rasp. How? Sharon demanded. He tried to kill her. His lawyer argued it was self-defense. Showed the cut on Marcus's face. Said Naomi attacked him first with a sharp object. Judge set bail at $50,000. He posted it immediately. Where is he now? We don't know. He left the courthouse an hour ago. We have officers looking for him but so far nothing. Naomi grabbed Sharon's phone. Typed frantically. He's coming here. To finish it. We have security on your room. 2 officers outside. No one gets in without ID. Detective Williams pulled up a chair. But we need to talk about what happens next. You can't go home. You can't go back to that house. Naomi typed, I have nowhere else to go. There's a shelter. For immigrant women in your situation. It's secure. Address is confidential. They have legal advocates who can help with your VAWA application. Sharon said, I'll take her. She can stay with me. Sharon, he knows where you live. He already sent someone to hurt you once. Then we'll both go to the shelter. You don't qualify. You're not the victim of domestic violence. The hell I'm not. Look at my face, that was assault, not domestic. Different programs. Detective Williams turned back to Naomi. The shelter is your best option. They can keep you safe while we build the case against Marcus. Naomi typed, what case? He made bail. He's out there. He'll come after me. After my family. We're working on getting the bail revoked. We found more evidence at the house. Documents showing he was planning to leave the country. That's a flight risk. We go back to the judge tomorrow. Tomorrow? What about tonight? Tonight you stay here. Hospital security. Police protection. Tomorrow we move you to the shelter. A nurse came in. Ms. Okoro has a visitor. Says he's her husband. Everyone in the room went rigid. Marcus, Sharon whispered. The nurse checked her clipboard. No. Says his name is Emeka Okoro. Marcus's brother. Detective Williams stood up. Don't let him in. Not until we clear him. He's in the waiting room. Should I have security remove him? Not yet. I'll talk to him. The detective left. Sharon looked at Naomi. You never mentioned Marcus has a brother. Naomi typed, because he doesn't. He's an only child. I've seen his birth certificate. They waited. 5 minutes. 10. Finally Detective Williams came back. The man in the waiting room is definitely Marcus's brother. I ran his ID. Emeka Okoro. Lives in Houston. Hasn't seen Marcus in 3 years. What does he want? Sharon asked. To apologize. Says he knows what Marcus is capable of. Says he tried to warn Marcus's previous wives but they wouldn't listen. The detective paused. He wants to help Naomi. Says he has information that could put Marcus away for life. Naomi typed, it's a trap. Maybe. But he agreed to talk to me first. With a lawyer present. He seems legitimate. Or Marcus sent him to find out where Naomi is. That's why I'm not telling him. And that's why you're not seeing him. Not yet. Not until we verify everything he says. A different nurse came running in. We have a problem. There's a man in the parking garage. Security cameras caught him checking car license plates. When security approached, he ran. Description. Detective Williams asked. African American male. 30s. 6 feet. Wearing a Falcons cap and black jacket. That could be anyone. But Naomi knew. It was one of Marcus's friends. Looking for her car. Trying to figure out if she was here. Detective Williams got on her radio. All units, we have a possible suspect in the parking garage. Approach with caution. She turned to Sharon. Give me your car keys. I'm having your car moved to a secure location. We can't risk him following you when you leave. Sharon handed over her keys. What about me? Sharon asked. Am I safe to go home? Honestly, number. But we can't force you into protective custody. Best I can do is have a patrol car watch your building tonight. That's not enough. I know. I'm sorry. Budget cuts. We don't have the resources to protect everyone who needs it. Naomi grabbed the phone. Typed quickly. Sharon stays with me. She's not safe alone. Detective Williams looked at the nurse. Can we get a second bed in here? This is ICU. We don't usually allow overnight visitors. She's a witness in an attempted murder case. Make an exception. The nurse left. Came back with paperwork. She can stay. But she needs to check in at the desk. Show ID. Get a visitor badge. Sharon went to do that. Left Naomi alone with the detective. Detective Williams sat down. Her expression changed. Softer now. More personal. Off the record, I've been working domestic violence cases for 15 years. And this is one of the worst I've seen. Not because of the violence itself, though that's bad enough. But because of how calculated it is. How systematic. Marcus isn't some angry drunk who loses control. He's a predator. He plans. He manipulates. He isolates. And then he destroys. Naomi nodded. I read Kioma's file earlier today. The fire that killed her, it started in her bedroom. Doors were locked from the outside. Windows were barred. Just like your bedroom. The detective leaned forward. Marcus has killed before. And he'll kill again if we don't stop him. So I need you to be strong. I need you to testify. I need you to help us put him away forever. Naomi picked up the phone. Typed for a long time. I'll testify. But you need to understand something. Marcus doesn't work alone. He has people. Friends who owe him favors. People who will hurt anyone he tells them to hurt. Even if you arrest him, even if you put him in jail, those people are still out there. And they know my face. They know Sharon's face. They know where my family lives in Nigeria. So unless you can protect all of us 24/7 for the rest of our lives, testifying is just signing our death warrants. Detective Williams read the message. Her face fell. You're right. I can't protect everyone. I can barely protect you. But what's the alternative? Let him get away with it. Let him move on to victim number 4. The alternative is I disappear. Change my name. Leave the country. Start over somewhere he can't find me. And your family in Nigeria, I send them money from wherever I end up. Through channels he can't trace. That's not justice. No. But it's survival. Sharon came back in. Saw their faces. What did I miss? Detective Williams stood up. Nothing good. I'm going to check on the garage situation. I'll be back. She left. Sharon sat down next to Naomi. You thinking about running? Naomi nodded. Don't. Please. We're so close to putting him away. If you run now he wins. Naomi typed, if I stay I die. Not if we're smart. Not if we use every resource available. What resources? Police can't protect me. Shelters can't hide me. He has money. Connections. People willing to kill for him. Sharon was quiet for a moment. Then she said, what if we go to the media? What if we make your story public? Put Marcus's face on the news. Make it so he can't touch you without everyone knowing it was him. Or it makes me an easier target. Everyone knows where I am. What I look like. Then what do you want to do? Before Naomi could answer, her hospital room phone rang. The landline. Not a cell phone. They both stared at it. Sharon picked it up. Hello. Her face went white. She hung up immediately. What? Naomi mouthed. Wrong number. They hung up when I answered. What did they say? Nothing. Just breathing. Heavy breathing. Then they hung up. The phone rang again. Sharon didn't answer. It rang 10 times. Stopped. Started again. This time Sharon answered and immediately put it on speaker. Heavy breathing. Then a voice. Digitally altered. Robotic sounding. Tell Naomi that Emeka isn't who he says he is. Tell her not to trust him. Tell her Marcus is coming. Tonight. The line went dead. Sharon looked at the door. We need to tell the detective. But before she could move, the lights went out. Emergency backup lights kicked in. Dim. Red. Making everything look like a horror movie. Someone screamed down the hall. Then another scream. Then chaos. Sharon ran to the door. Looked out. Oh my God. What? There's a fire. In the East Wing. Everyone's evacuating. Naomi tried to get out of bed. Her legs were weak. Sharon helped her. We need to go. Now. They got into the hallway. Smoke was coming from somewhere. Not thick yet, but getting worse. Nurses were running. Patients being wheeled toward the exits. Alarms blaring. Sharon held Naomi's arm. Stay close to me. They moved toward the stairs. The elevators were shut down. Standard fire protocol. A security guard ran past them. Everyone out. This is not a drill. They reached the stairwell. Started going down. Naomi's throat was killing her. Every breath hurt. The smoke made it worse. On the second floor landing, they ran into Detective Williams coming up. Where are the officers who were guarding Naomi's room? Sharon demanded. I don't know. I just got here. The fire alarm went off and everything went crazy. This isn't a coincidence. Marcus did this. To get to Naomi. We don't know that. Yes, we do. The phone call, the threat. This is him. They kept moving down. Ground floor. Out the emergency exit. Into the parking lot. Hundreds of people. Patients. Staff. Visitors. All evacuating. Sirens in the distance. Fire trucks coming. Detective Williams pulled out her radio. I need all available units at Grady Hospital. Possible arson. Suspect may be on premises. She turned to Naomi and Sharon. Stay close to me. We're getting you out of here. They started moving toward the detective's car. Through the crowd. Naomi couldn't see anything. Too many people. Too much chaos. Then she felt it. A hand on her arm. Not Sharon. Not the detective. She turned. Saw a man. 30s. Black Falcon's cap. Black jacket. The man from the parking garage. He smiled at her. Marcus says hello. He pulled something from his pocket. A syringe. Naomi tried to scream. Nothing came out. Her damaged throat wouldn't work. Sharon saw it. Screamed for her. Get away from her. The man jabbed the syringe toward Naomi's arm. Sharon grabbed his wrist. Struggled with him. Detective Williams turned. Drew her gun. Drop it, police. The man let go of the syringe. Ran. Disappeared into the crowd. Detective Williams went after him. Radio to her mouth. Suspect fleeing on foot. East side of parking lot. African American male. Black Falcon's cap. Sharon picked up the syringe from the ground. Careful not to touch the needle. What is this? A paramedic rushed over. Looked at it. Ketamine. Horse tranquilizer. He was trying to knock her out. To take her. To get her away from the hospital. Sharon's hands were shaking. We can't stay here. We have to go. Where? Anywhere but here. They started walking. Fast. Away from the hospital. Away from the crowd. Detective Williams caught up with them. Lost him. He got in a car and took off. We're running the plates now. We need to leave, Sharon said. I agree. My car is this way. They got in the detective's unmarked sedan. Pulled out of the parking lot. Drove. Where are we going? Sharon asked. Safe house. Police use it for witnesses in high-profile cases. Marcus doesn't know about it. Nobody does except a few people in the department. They drove for 20 minutes. Across town. To a residential neighborhood in Decatur. Quiet street. Small houses. The detective pulled into a driveway. This is it. Come on. Inside the house was basic. Furnished but impersonal. Like a cheap rental. There's food in the kitchen. 2 bedrooms upstairs. Bathroom. Stay here. Don't leave. Don't call anyone. Don't post on social media. Just stay put until we figure this out. How long? Sharon asked. I don't know. A day. Maybe 2. Depends on what the judge says tomorrow about revoking Marcus's bail. And if the judge says no, then we find another solution. Detective Williams left. Locked the door behind her. Naomi and Sharon were alone in the safe house. Sharon checked the windows. All locked. Curtains drawn. We should be okay here. Naomi wasn't convinced. She'd thought she was safe in the hospital too. Look how that turned out. Sharon's phone rang. Unknown number. Don't answer it, Naomi whispered. Her voice was coming back a little. Painful but audible. Sharon answered anyway. Put it on speaker. Hello, Sharon Patterson, a woman's voice. Older. Nigerian accent. Who is this? My name is Adana Okonkwo. I'm Kioma's mother. Sharon sat down hard. How did you get this number? Detective Williams gave it to me. She said you're helping Naomi. Protecting her from Marcus. Yes. We're trying. Then you need to know something. Something I didn't tell the detective. Something I've been too afraid to say out loud until now. What is it? Long pause. Then Marcus has a partner. Someone who helps him. Someone who finds the women. Grooms them. Makes them vulnerable. And when Marcus is done with them, this person makes them disappear. Who is it? Emeka. Marcus's brother. He's not trying to help Naomi. He's part of the plan. He always has been. The line went dead. Sharon and Naomi stared at each other. Emeka is at the police station right now, Sharon said. Talking to the detective. Offering to help. Which means he knows where we are, Naomi whispered. He'll tell Marcus. We have to call Detective Williams. Warn her. Sharon dialed. Straight to voicemail. She tried again. Same thing. Something's wrong, Sharon said. Then they heard it. A car pulling into the driveway. Sharon ran to the window. Peeked through the curtain. It's not the detective's car. Whose is it? I don't know. But someone's getting out. Footsteps on the porch. A key in the lock. The door opening. Naomi grabbed Sharon's arm. They backed toward the kitchen. The front door swung open. Emeka stepped inside. He smiled at them. Hello, Naomi. Marcus asked me to pick you up. He wants to finish what he started. Sharon stepped in front of Naomi. Get out. This is a police safe house. You're not supposed to be here. Emeka closed the door behind him. Locked it. Detective Williams gave me the address. Said I could help keep you safe. That's bullshit. We know who you are. Kioma's mother told us everything. Did she? Emeka smiled, pulled out his phone, showed them a photo. Then she told you about this. The photo showed Kioma. Alive. Recent. Standing in what looked like a hospital room. Wearing scrubs. That's from 2 weeks ago, Emeka said. Kioma's not dead. She's working as a nurse in Dallas. New name. New life. Far away from Marcus. Naomi grabbed the phone. Looked closer. It was really Kioma. Older. Tired looking. But alive. I don't understand, Sharon said. Marcus thinks she's dead. Everyone thinks she's dead. That's the only way she could be free. Emeka sat down on the couch. Relaxed. Like he owned the place. I help women escape Marcus. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. Then why did Kioma's mother say you help him? Because she doesn't know her daughter is alive. Nobody does. It's safer that way. If Marcus found out Kioma survived, he'd hunt her down. He'd kill her whole family to make a point. What about Blessing? Naomi's voice was stronger now. Anger pushing through the pain. The death certificate. The suicide. Blessing is in London. Married. 3 kids. Living under a different name. Emeka pulled out another photo. Blessing. Older. Happy. Surrounded by children. Marcus thinks she hung herself in Lagos. Really, she took a new identity and disappeared. Sharon sat down hard. I don't believe you. You don't have to. But ask yourself this. Why would I help Marcus? He's my brother, yeah, but he's a monster. I've known what he is since we were kids. He tortured animals. Hurt girls at school. Our parents knew, but they didn't care. Boys will be boys, they said. Emeka's face hardened. When he killed his first wife, I knew I had to do something. First wife, Naomi whispered. There were more than Blessing and Kioma, there was one before them. Ngozi. 19 years old. Marcus married her when he was 23. She lasted 6 months. He beat her to death in their apartment. Made it look like she fell down the stairs. Emeka stood up. Started pacing. I was 18. Just started college. I wanted to go to the police. But my parents threatened me. Said if I talked they'd disown me. Said Marcus was their golden child and I needed to protect the family name. So you did nothing, Sharon said. I did nothing then. But after Ngozi I promised myself never again. When Marcus married Blessing I watched. I waited. And when I saw the signs, when I saw him starting to isolate her, hurt her, I made contact. Offered her a way out. How? Fake documents. New identity. Money to start over. And a plan to make Marcus think she was dead. Emeka looked at Naomi. That's why I'm here. To offer you the same thing. A way out. A real way out. Why should I trust you? Because you don't have any other options. Marcus made bail. He's out there right now. And he's not going to stop until you're dead. The police can't protect you. The shelters can't hide you. But I can make you disappear. Sharon stood up. This is insane. You want her to fake her own death. It's the only way she survives. It's the only way any of them survived. What about her family in Nigeria? They'll mourn. They'll be sad. But they'll be alive. If Naomi stays and fights Marcus, he'll kill them all. Just like he threatened. You know he will. Naomi's mind was racing. Could this be real? Could Emeka actually be trying to help? How do I know you're telling the truth? She asked. Show me proof. Let me talk to Kioma. To Blessing. I can arrange that. But not here. Not now. We need to move fast. Marcus is on his way. How do you know? Because I told him where you are. Sharon jumped up. You son of a bitch. Wait, listen. Emeka held up his hands. I had to. If I didn't, he'd know I was helping you. This way he thinks I'm on his side. He's coming here to finish you. But we're leaving before he arrives. And when he gets here and finds you gone, the police will be waiting. I tipped them off. They'll arrest him. For real this time. Unless you're lying. Unless this is all a trap. Then I'm a really good liar. But you're going to have to decide right now. Trust me and live. Or stay here and die. Your choice. Naomi looked at Sharon. Sharon shook her head. Don't. This feels wrong. But what felt right anymore? Nothing in Naomi's life had felt right for 5 years. If I go with you, Naomi said slowly. Where do we go? Airport. Private plane. You'll be in Canada by morning. New documents. New life. New name. And Marcus will spend the rest of his life in prison. Or die trying to find you. Either way he loses. A car pulled up outside. Fast. Tires screeching. Emeka looked out the window. Shit. He's early. We need to go. Now. Back door. He ran toward the kitchen. Sharon grabbed Naomi's arm. Don't follow him. This is a trap. I know it is. Then what do we do? Marcus is here. The front door exploded inward. Kicked open. Marcus stood there. Face bloody from the cut Naomi gave him that morning. Eyes wild. Gun in his hand. Nobody's going anywhere. Sharon pushed Naomi toward the kitchen. Run! Marcus fired. The bullet hit the wall next to Sharon's head. They ran. Through the kitchen. Emeka was holding the back door open. Come on! They got outside. Into the backyard. Emeka pointed to a gate. Through there. Cars waiting. Marcus came crashing through the kitchen. Fired again. Hit Emeka in the shoulder. Emeka went down screaming. Go! He yelled at Naomi. Run! Sharon and Naomi ran through the gate. Into an alley. A car was there. Engine running. Driver waiting. They got in. The driver took off immediately. Fast. Tires smoking. Naomi looked back. Saw Marcus standing over Emeka. Gun pointed at his head. He's going to kill him, she whispered. He's going to kill us if we go back, Sharon said. The driver was a woman. 50s. White. She didn't introduce herself. Just drove. Fast. Through residential streets. Onto the highway. Toward the airport. Who are you? Sharon demanded. Friend of Emeka's. That's all you need to know. Is he going to be okay? I don't know. But he knew the risks. He's been doing this for 10 years. Saving women from Marcus. This was bound to happen eventually. They drove in silence. Naomi watched Atlanta disappear behind them. The city where she'd come to find a better life. The city that had almost killed her. At the airport, the woman drove to a private hangar. Pulled up next to a small plane. This is your ride. Pilot's waiting. You get on that plane, you don't come back. You understand? No contact with anyone. No goodbyes. No social media. No phone calls. You're dead as of tonight. That's the price of freedom. Naomi got out of the car. Started walking toward the plane. Then stopped. Turned around. I can't do this. Sharon got out of the car. What? Naomi, we have to go. Marcus is going to get away with it. Again. If I run, if I hide, he wins. He'll find another woman. Another victim. And she'll die because I was too scared to fight back. You did fight back, you're alive, that's fighting back. Number. That's surviving. Fighting back is putting him in prison. Making sure he can't hurt anyone else ever again. The driver got out. You want to go back after everything Emeka sacrificed to get you out? I want to testify. I want to make sure Marcus pays for what he did. To me. To Blessing. To Kioma. To Ngozi. To all of us. If you go back, he'll kill you before you ever see a courtroom. Then I die fighting. But I'm not running anymore. Sharon grabbed Naomi's shoulders. This is crazy. You're traumatized. You're not thinking straight. I've never thought more clearly in my life. I came to America to be free. Not to hide. Not to run. To be free. And I can't be free until Marcus is locked up. Sirens in the distance. Getting closer. The driver's phone rang. She answered. Listened. Her face changed. Emeka's alive. Marcus shot him but he survived. And the police showed up. They arrested Marcus at the scene. She paused. But he's claiming self-defense again. Saying Emeka attacked him. Saying you and Sharon are part of some conspiracy against him. Then I need to go back and tell the truth. Your truth won't matter if you're dead. Naomi walked back to the car. Take me to the police station. I'm making a statement. Tonight. While it's fresh. While the evidence is still there. Sharon followed her. I'm coming with you. The driver sighed. You're both insane. But okay. Get in. They drove back into the city. To the police station. Detective Williams was there. Covered in dust and soot from the hospital fire. Exhausted. When she saw Naomi, her eyes went wide. You're supposed to be at the safe house. The safe house was compromised. Marcus found us. Shot Emeka. We barely got out. I know. I was just there. Crime scenes being processed now. She looked at Naomi's face. The determination there. You look different. I am different. I want to make a statement. Everything. From the beginning. And I want to do it on camera. On record. So there's no question about what happened. Detective Williams led them to an interview room. Set up a camera. Hit record. State your name for the record. Naomi Okoro. Born in Lagos, Nigeria. Immigrated to the United States in 2017. For the next 3 hours Naomi talked. She told them everything. The courtship. The marriage. The isolation. The control. The violence. The miscarriage. The lock on the bedroom door. The threats against her family. The discovery of Blessing and Kioma's files. The attack that morning. All of it. Sharon corroborated everything she could. Added her own observations. The bruises she'd seen. The fear in Naomi's eyes. The attack in the parking lot. When they were done, Detective Williams turned off the camera. This is good. This is really good. Combined with the physical evidence from your house, the hospital records, the witness statements, we have a solid case. Will it be enough? I think so. But Marcus has money. He'll hire good lawyers. They'll try to discredit you. Say you're lying. Say you attacked him. It's going to be ugly. I don't care. As long as he goes to prison. There's something else you should know. We found something at Marcus's house. In his office. Hidden in a false drawer. Detective Williams pulled out an evidence bag. Inside was a USB drive. Financial records. Wire transfers. Payments to people in Nigeria. Not to your family. To someone else. Who were still tracing it. But it looks like Marcus was paying someone to surveil your family. To report on their movements. To be ready to hurt them if you stepped out of line. Naomi felt sick. He was serious. He really would have killed them. Yes. And if we can prove that it's conspiracy to commit murder. Federal charges. Much harder to bail out of. A knock on the door. Another detective poked his head in. Williams. Marcus Okoro's lawyer is here. Demanding his client be released. Saying we don't have enough to hold him. The hell we don't. He shot someone in front of witnesses. He's claiming self-defense. Emeka broke into the house. Attacked him. He was defending his property. That's bullshit. The house belongs to the police department. It's a safe house. His lawyer's saying Marcus didn't know that. Thought it was a random house where kidnappers were holding his wife. Detective Williams stood up. I need to deal with this. You two stay here. Don't leave. Don't talk to anyone. She left. Naomi and Sharon sat in the interview room. Alone. Sharon said, you sure about this, about not taking Emeka's offer? I'm sure. I can't live in hiding. Looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life. What if Marcus gets out again? What if he comes after you? Then I'll be ready. I'm not the same woman I was this morning. I'm not afraid anymore. You should be. Fear keeps you alive. No. Fear kept me trapped. Courage is what's going to set me free. Hours passed. Dawn broke. Detective Williams came back. She looked grim. The judge released him. Naomi felt the floor drop out from under her. What insufficient evidence. Marcus's lawyer argued that everything we have is circumstantial. The attack on Emeka was self-defense. The lock on your bedroom door was for your safety. The tracking apps were because he was worried about you. The financial records don't prove intent to harm. It's all spin. But it worked. Judge set bail at 100,000. Marcus posted it an hour ago. So he's out there. Free. For now. But the trial is scheduled for 6 months from now. And we'll get him then. I promise. 6 months. I'm supposed to hide for 6 months, or you take Emeka's offer. Disappear. Start over. Naomi stood up. Walked to the window. Watched the sun rise over Atlanta. 6 months. Or forever. Those were her choices. She turned around. I want to go public. I want to tell my story. On the news. In the papers. Everywhere. I want everyone to know what Marcus Okoro is. What he's done. So the next woman who meets him will know to run. That makes you a target. I'm already a target. At least this way I'm a target with a voice. Detective Williams nodded slowly. I know a reporter. Investigative journalist. She's been covering domestic violence in immigrant communities for years. I can connect you. Do it. Within 2 days Naomi was on the news. Her face. Her name. Her story. The interview went viral. Millions of views. Thousands of comments from women who'd experienced the same thing. Who saw themselves in Naomi's story. Sharon stayed with her. Moved into a new apartment with better security. They were roommates now, survivors together. Naomi started speaking at shelters, at immigrant resource centers, at churches, telling her story, warning other women, giving them hope that escape was possible. Marcus tried to sue her for defamation. His lawyers sent threatening letters. But Naomi didn't back down. Every letter she received she posted online. Every threat became evidence. Every attempt to silence her made her louder. The trial came. Naomi testified for 2 days. Calm, clear, unshakable. The jury saw the evidence. Heard the testimony from Sharon. From Emeka. From Kioma's mother. From the doctors who'd treated Naomi's injuries. They deliberated for 3 hours. Guilty. On all counts. Assault. Kidnapping. Conspiracy. Attempted murder. Marcus was sentenced to 30 years. No possibility of parole. As they led him out of the courtroom, he looked at Naomi one last time. She looked back. Didn't flinch. Didn't look away. She'd won. After the trial, Naomi applied for her VAWA visa. Got approved. Got her green card. Independent of Marcus. Independent of anyone. She started working as a nurse again. Started sending money to her family again. Started building a life that was actually hers. Sharon asked her once, "Do you regret coming to America after everything?" Naomi thought about it. No. Because I didn't come to America for Marcus. I came for me. For opportunity. For freedom. And I found it. Just not the way I expected. 3 years later, Naomi stood in a courthouse again. Different courthouse. Different reason. She was getting her citizenship. Becoming an American. The judge asked her to raise her right hand. To swear an oath. To pledge allegiance. Naomi raised her hand. Spoke the words. And when the judge said, "Congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States," Naomi felt something she hadn't felt in years. Safe. Free. Home. She walked out of that courthouse with her citizenship certificate in her hand. Sharon was waiting outside with flowers. "How does it feel?" Sharon asked. Naomi smiled. "For real this time. Not fake. Not forced. It feels like I finally drove back after the trip. But this time I came back to myself. Not to someone who wanted to destroy me. And that makes all the difference." They walked together down the courthouse steps. Into the Atlanta sunshine. Into a future that was finally truly completely their own. Because Naomi had learned the hardest lesson there is. You can't run from your demons. You can't hide from your fear. You have to face it. Fight it. And on the other side of that fight, if you're lucky, if you're strong, if you refuse to give up, you find something worth more than safety. You find yourself. And once you've found yourself, no one can ever take that away from you again.